This is a very quick update. We're looking at Axis Empires Ultimate Edition 1939 start. This was a restart after a failed 1937 campaign. All we've done so far is play the autumn of 1939 out, which is August-September turn. Now, for anyone who's interested, this shows that you can actually play this game on quite a small table. He said, laughingly, this is a 6x4 table, and you can just squeeze it all on, even though there's some bits over the edge there, and there's no room for all your rules and anything, and your play aids all have to be picked up and looked at individually. The main thing that's happened in the West is Case White's gone ahead. The Germans have steamrolled the Poles, which is pretty much to be expected. Once you play Case White once, you really know what you should be doing, and the only way you're not going to do it is if you have really bad rolls, and the Germans didn't. They had fantastic rolls on the dice, very, very good results, so Poland didn't really stand a chance. Some Germans have redeployed towards the west. The French and the British pretty much decided to sit tight as they did historically. There was an option for the French to attack across the Rhine here, but yeah, the problem is that the French army's really deployed. Its best units are deployed away from the border along the Dutch Belgian border. It wouldn't have been a very successful attack, so they didn't bother much as they didn't bother historically. I think they did have a go historically. I think French moved a couple of battalions across the border and then retreated as soon as the Germans decided to fire a single bullet at them. Right, in terms of the Russians played the cede Polish lands, eastern Poland, and that's pretty much because it's a pact policy posture here. There's nothing Poles could do about that. There should actually be a little mark on there to show that eastern Poland's Russian occupied. It's one of my own markers. It's not a game marker as such. The actual marker to say it's ceded is in the ceded land box here. If we move back across to Asia, not a lot happened here, mainly because in the setup the Japanese and the Chinese units were separated by a considerable distance, which the Japanese have spent most of their time trying to regain contact with the Chinese. The Soviet-backed Red Chinese did attack a very exposed Japanese position and were able to force it to retreat. Apart from that, I can't remember anything else epic happened. I think the Americans may have managed to put down I'm just thinking, yeah, the British managed to put down a dependent marker. I'm not sure where they even put it, to be quite honest. They put it in Port Moresby. The Americans didn't do anything. That's about it in the east. So fairly quiet, really quiet due to the way the 1939 setup leaves the two forces. And that's it. So for anyone who's worried that I'd abandoned the game, I hadn't. I just got a tad annoyed about having to do a restart. I'll be honest about it. It was a 4-hour reset of the entire game, which put me off it for a bit. Not that I've got any problem with the game in reality. It's just it's a bit demoralising having to do a reset.